Welcome back to the channel, guys. KN Agile here, and in this video I'm going to go over how my first week went as a product manager in my current company, what kind of things happened during that week, what proactive steps I did to transition into this role more smoothly. So let's get into it. So I was starting on a Tuesday. That was going to be my first day in this role. So the Friday or Monday before I started, I actually set up meetings with the CEO and the VP of technology to go over just a few things before I got started. One of them, with the CEO I met with, I wanted to review their current business goals for the year. Basically, the company vision and North Star, along with the OKRs and some of the key objectives they wanted to accomplish for the year, so that I could start thinking about, as a product manager, how to meet those. And also I talked to him about some of the challenges they were facing with company growth, things of that nature. So it was a big transition phase for them as well. And it was important to know these key goals and challenges on the business side. When I met with the VP of technology, who I report to, we went over, I wanted to get more details on their Scrum framework, how they set up sprints, and just details surrounding Jira. Again, we went over some product goals and just metrics that we want to track on the technology side, and how we can kind of link those to the business goals. So yeah, we reviewed the business and tech goals together, and some of the challenges they were facing were just they were a bit unorganized. They were a growing company, so cleaning up the backlog was going to be one of the bigger challenges, and knowing the key things to prioritize and also have a better roadmap structure. So we went over all that, and it was really, really good stuff to know that before I got started that following week. When I actually got started that first day, I remember it just being so overwhelming and hectic with meetings. It was Q1, so naturally, that being a really busy quarter for the company, we had so many client meetings that week, basically kickoff and discovery calls for potential custom projects we wanted to work on. And I came in at a time where just a bunch of clients had scheduled meetings that week. So I was on a ton of virtual meetings, but it was a good experience to kind of learn about the types of questions that we were asking them, other team members were asking them, and they were asking us to know more about how potential projects would be scoped. When I wasn't in client meetings that first week, I was proactively setting up individual one-on-one meetings with the leaders of the tech team, like the design team, back end, front end, mobile. I wanted to really get to know these people more, learn their styles, how they, operate, and what kind of projects they work on, typical tasks, and so that we could really build that team chemistry. And the last thing that week that was big was just meeting with my manager and going through the backlog of all these outdated and stale tasks or ideas that we had that was just clogging up their backlog. I mean, the backlog was so unorganized when I got there, so we had to spend a lot of time just going through it, grooming it, and just archiving stuff, because it was just overwhelmingly just a big backlog. So that was pretty much the first week for me. Now, this first week in my role at my current company, we also had a backlog of client implementations, new client onboards that we had to take care of. So I was thrown into this process, which I had to very quickly learn the client onboarding and implementation process, how to handle that process very quickly so that we could ramp up these new clients. So I sat down with a few team members. They explained the process to me. We documented it in Confluence. I reviewed that Confluence document a lot. to understand the implementation process. And that Friday, I spent a good couple hours just writing Jira tickets for potential project tasks from those client meetings earlier in the week. We had a ton of them. So just creating epics and attaching those smaller Jira tickets to those epics for potential client projects. That was also a key thing I did my first week. So that about wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop comments below on how your first week went in tech, and we'll see you next time.